Hello my friends, how are you? Hoy vamos con la segunda parte de la historia de Christopher Columbus. Ejercicios de comprensión y análisis de texto, además de práctica de lectura. Let's go! On Friday, the 3rd of August 1492, very early in the morning, the three little ships sailed away from Palos to the west. A crowd of people stood and waved to them. Some of the people cried, and some knelt down and prayed to God. Perhaps we shall never see those brave men again, they said. They are sailing west. Nobody knows what they will find across the great sea. But Christopher Columbus was very happy. At last he was on a ship sailing across the great sea to Japan and India. I'm going to show everybody that the world is round and not flat, he said. At that time, most people thought that the world was flat, not round. Each day, Christopher Columbus wrote in a book the number of miles he had sailed that day. The book was called a log. He had 2 logs. In one log he wrote the true number of miles he sailed each day. In the other log he wrote fewer miles, because he wanted the sailors to think they were still not far from Palos. If they sailed 70 miles, he wrote 70 in his log, but he wrote 50 miles in the log the sailors saw. End of chapter 4. Y este es el ejercicio correspondiente al capítulo que acabamos de leer. Respondemos 7 preguntas. The ships sailed on for many days. The sailors were afraid, because they could see only water all around them. They could not see any land. The sailors said, "The admiral will not listen to us. He will not turn back and return to Palos. We will throw him into the sea. Then we will sail back to Palos again." Christopher Columbus heard the men on the Santa Maria talking. He did not want to go back to Spain before he had found land. He said, "We shall soon see land. We shall see Japan. The roofs in Japan are made of gold, and the roads are made of gold too." But all the sailors said, "No, no, we want to go back to Palos." The Admiral Columbus said, "If we go back to Spain now, people will say we were afraid. Wait a few more days, and perhaps we shall see land. I will give a lot of money to the first man who sees land." "Who is going to have that money?" The sailors said, "Very well, we will wait 3 more days, but after 3 days we shall go back to Palos." They thought, "And we will throw Christopher Columbus into the sea." They all looked for land, but they could see only water. They saw no land the first day. They saw no land the second day, but they saw some birds. "Look at those birds," a sailor said. "We must be near land." Then another sailor said, "And look at this plant I picked out of the sea. It has flowers on it. Plants grow on land. We must be near land." Everybody was excited. That night, Christopher was standing on the deck of the Santa Maria. Suddenly he saw a light far away in the west. "Is it a bright star?" he said. "No, it is too low in the sky to be a star. The light must be on land." He was very excited. He stayed on the deck all night. Very early in the morning, a sailor climbed up the mast of the Niña. Suddenly he cried, "Land! Land!" Everybody ran to the sides of the 3 ships, and they all saw land. It was not far away in the west. The men were very excited and they cheered. Then they all knelt down and prayed. Soon they saw several islands, and Columbus thought, "At last we are near India. I will call these islands the West Indies." But Columbus was wrong. The islands were not near India. They were near America. Columbus had found the New World. End of chapter 5. De este capítulo lo que tenemos que hacer es colocar en estas oraciones true or false, verdadero o falso. Christopher Columbus put on his best clothes. He took the Spanish flag. Then he got into a small boat with some of his sailors. They landed on the shore. Columbus was the first man from Europe to walk on this land in the New World. Near the shore, there were tall green palm trees. It is very beautiful, he thought. Christopher knelt down and kissed the ground. Then he said, "This land now belongs to the King and Queen of Spain." He put the Spanish flag on the ground, and he gave the island a Spanish name. The people who lived on the island had never seen people from Europe before. They had never seen ships with sails. They called to their friends, "Come and see these gods who have come down from the sky." They were very kind people, and they brought the sailors food and drink. Christopher liked the people of this new world because they were happy and kind. The island was beautiful. There were trees and fruit and flowers. What is that red, green, yellow, and blue bird? They had never seen a parrot. The island was very different from Spain. End of chapter 6. Y lo que tenemos que hacer ahora es unir con flechas. Primera y segunda parte de una oración. Antes de despedirme por hoy, les quiero mostrar, este es el libro que estamos leyendo. E imagino que por ahí se dan cuenta que es un libro bastante viejo. Lo elegí a propósito para mostrar un poco todo lo que nos enseñaron siempre acerca de esto, pasando por alto completamente qué sucedió verdaderamente con los pueblos originarios. O sea, lo que aprendimos era bastante limitado, no nos contaron cómo era la realidad de esos pueblos originarios que inocentemente recibieron también a los colonizadores españoles. Dicho esto, y dejándoles la tareita, me despido hasta la próxima clase. See you next class. Bye bye.